Yeah, I hope I met you well, and I hope your day has been coming well. All right. My name is Mr. Dewey TJ, and I'm here to teach you on a very wonderful topic: listening skills. Listening skills. All right. This is a comprehensive guide for students in secondary school and those in the tertiary institutions, those in the higher institution. And probably you are running the program, you need this skill. Um, it's a soft skill that is essential uh, to navigate communication skills. All right. So we have a quote here. It says, most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. That is the problem. All right. So here we're going to be uh, we're going to be checking listening activity. We're going to be uh, seeing how we can listen actively, and we can understand deeply, and we can connect better. All right. So I won't believe you're following. Good. So what are we going to be checking here? Number one, we're going to be checking what listening skill is. Number two, we're going to be checking the difference between hearing and listening, because some people mistake hearing for listening. No, they are different. Number three, we're going to be checking types of listening. Number four, we're going to be checking levels of listening. Number five, we're going to be checking barriers to effective listening. Number six, we're going to be checking techniques for active listening. Number seven, we're going to be checking listening in academic and daily life. And number eight, we're going to be just going to be checking practical activity and key takeaways. All right. So if you're following, let us jump into this and see how far we can go. Yeah. So what is listening skill? What is listening skill? This is a question you should ask yourself. Do I have listening skill? If I have it, what is this listening skill actually? Now, listening skill is the ability to receive, interpret, and respond to spoken messages accurately and thoughtfully, going far beyond simply hearing sounds. Let me take it again. Listening skill is the ability to receive, interpret, and respond to spoken messages accurately and thoughtfully, going far beyond simply hearing sounds. Now, one of the key things is that it is active. Okay? It is what? Active. Listening requires conscious mental effort. You must choose to focus, process, and make sense of what you hear. Number two, it is purposeful. Good listeners listen with a goal. And what are the goals? A goal to learn, a goal to understand, a goal to respond or to help. Purpose drives attention. Yes. Because if there is nothing serious to get from that conversation, why should I listen to that thing? Okay? So purpose drives attention. It is empathetic. Listening skill is what? Empathetic. What do we mean by that? True listening means understanding the speaker's feelings and perspective, not just their words. Now, we'll be learning more as we go on from here. Now, the difference between hearing and listening. What is the difference? All right, we're going to be checking it out. For hearing, it is passive. It happens automatically. I mean, you don't need to have a skill to hear, except if um, biologically there is a defect somewhere. But if there is no biological defect, sincerely, you don't need to do anything special to hear. It's passive. But for listening, it is active. It requires conscious choice, conscious effort, deliberateness. Okay? So you will listen whenever a speaker is speaking, you'll be seeing him asking you, are you listening? Are you getting me? What is he trying to do? He's trying to draw your conscious attention because it requires that you are conscious. Like as you are seated, wherever you are, you could be hearing many things at the same time, but you chose to listen to this lesson. I want to say thank you for that. All right. Number two difference between hearing and listening is hearing is biological. Okay, it's a physical process. Just anything happening around you, you could hear because, of course, your sense organs need to just relate and all of that. Okay, and but when it comes to listening, listening is beyond just being biological. It has to be psychological. Maybe I should put it better way, cognitive, or it's a mental process. Yes, psychological to say it's biological too, but you know what I mean now. It has to do with your deliberateness of knowing something and your mental process, how you process information in your brain. Now, number three, hearing. For hearing, it requires no mental effort. Excuse me, do I need to um, stress my brain before I can hear the noise in the environment? No. But for this lesson, for you to be able to hear what I'm saying, it demands focus and concentration. Because you may want to pick out what I'm saying. You want to understand that I'm not saying I'm not saying uh, brew when I mean blew. I mean, you have to. Listening demands focus and concentration. Another difference between hearing and listening is that you hear sounds, non-meaning. You can hear sound, you may not even know the meaning, and you may not care to know the meaning. But for listening, you process the meaning from sounds. You process the meaning from sound. The way a dog is going to interpret a sound, is different from the way we may process that sound, because the way it listens, it sends a message. It knows that the car coming is his owner's own. There's a way it will back that it is going to show that, oh, that's my owner coming, and that backing is going to be different. If you are listening, that the vet doctors, when they listen, you will be seeing that they know they have an idea of the different feelings that backs up or different messages that backs up the backing or the sounds of different kinds of animal. That's a skill. All right. So it's something that goes beyond just hearing sound. This one, when it comes to listening, you process meaning from sounds. Now, hearing, another difference is that hearing cannot be switched off voluntarily. I mean, you can't switch off hearing voluntarily, except if you ask them to go and put off the noise, or the music playing or something, or tell people to keep quiet. You can't switch off voluntarily. But when it comes to listening, eh, listening can be deliberately improved. Are you getting it? As you are listening to me, it's not that you are not hearing other things, but you decided to switch off from those other ones to improve your understanding of what I'm trying to say. Are you getting it? So listening is deliberate, and it is expected to be improved upon. Now, you can hear without understanding. That's another difference. You can hear without understanding, but when it comes to listening, you understand, you interpret, and you respond because it's a skill. Now, example, I think I've given so many examples as I was speaking. One of the examples I have here is what? Background noise at the market. Okay, you will get so many noise at the market, but you know that when you're in the market, the listening skill comes into play when you are interacting with the person you want to buy from. The person you want to buy from, you will listen to him. How much you they sell this market? How much are you selling this thing? The person says, oh, it's 5 naira. You are hearing all that noise, but you are concentrating because you know that that price, how will it be 5 naira? You want to respond. You want to communicate. You want to interpret what the person is saying. Does this justify this? No, your cognitive comes into play. Your mental process comes to play, and you see that you are giving a kind of response that is appropriate for that conversation. The example for listening, I think I've given an example for listening for the person, but the example I have here is following a teacher's lesson. For example, I've given that example. You are hearing so many noise in your environment, but you choose to listen to the teacher that is teaching you right now. I hope you are following. Good. Now, let's move. Types of listening. There are different situations that calls for different kinds of listening. You need to know them all. All right? So number one, we have active listening. Active listening. Active listening is to fully concentrate on the speaker. Okay? Giving your undivided attention, making eye contact, nodding, and responding meaningfully. Where do we use this? We use it in counseling, interview, class lessons, etc. Passive listening, that's number two. Passive listening. Passive listening has to do with receiving sound with little mental engagement. You don't struggle to, listen with that. It's passive. The listener is present but not truly processing the message being shared. For example, you may be playing music, may be playing in the environment, you love listening to music, but your mind is not in the music. Okay, you are reading. Do you see that? Some people, I have a friend when I was in service here, he loves to read, but music must be playing. I don't know. Well, I try to adjust to it anyway. Before, I don't know how to do that, but I had to adjust to it. So I can now listen when somebody is playing. I can read when somebody is playing music, and I can read when no music is playing. So I could balance in any of the atmosphere. So, but that passive listening is that the music is not giving any serious concentration. The reading is giving the serious concentration. So listening to that music is a passive listening. I hope you get it clearly. Good. Let's go to the next one. Emphatic listening. Emphatic listening is that type of listening to understand the speaker's emotions, feelings, etc. You put yourself in their shoes and listen without judgment. All right? This is usually used in counseling sessions, consoling a friend in pain, etc. Critical listening. That's number 4. Critical listening. Critical listening is evaluating and analyzing what is said. Okay? Questioning claims, judging logic, identifying fact versus opinion. Now, this is used in debates, news analysis, persuasive speech, etc. Informational listening. That's number 5. Informational listening. Listening specifically to learn and retain information. You focus on key facts, details, and instructions given. This is used in classroom lessons, lectures, and tutorials. All right. Now, the last one I'm going to be talking about here is appreciative listening. Appreciative listening. Listening for personal pleasure. Do you understand? And enjoyment. The goal is not to learn, but simply to enjoy the experience. For example, you listen to music, poetry, storytelling, drama. That's just appreciate. Just to, you're listening just for pleasure and enjoyment, to be entertained. All right. Now, let's go forward. There are different levels of listening, from shallow to deep. Now, the first level is ignoring. What did I call it? Good, ignoring. Ignoring. Now, not listening at all. That is the first level of listening. Is a skill also, not listening at all. The listener is physically present but mentally absent. No attempt to hear or process the message. Such is when you see somebody scrolling phone during a lecture. Somebody is speaking and you are not even giving the person an audience. You're just scrolling or doing something else. Okay, that's ignoring. Level 2, pretend listening. Pretend listening. Acting as if you are listening. You may even be nodding and saying yes, okay, yes, but not really paying attention or processing anything. That's pretend listening. So you're saying, okay, why thinking of something else? Your mind is not in the conversation, but you're just nodding and saying yes, okay, 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 okay. Now, level 3 is selective listening. Selective listening. Only hearing parts that interest you and ignoring the rest. Very common in everyday conversation and classrooms. Only hearing parts that interest you and ignore the rest. And example of such is listening only when your name is mentioned. All right. When the conversation is going on, you may not even be so much interested in what they are saying until they mention your name and say, hey, you, and you are like, okay, so that is selective listening. Then level 4 listening is attentive listening. Attentive listening is good, okay? That's paying genuine attention and processing most of what is said. Still focus mainly on your own perspective and responses. Example of such is listening carefully in class and taking notes. And the way you do in church or in seminars, where you try to listen carefully and you take notes. Level 5, empathetic listening. Empathetic listening. This is the highest level of listening, okay? This listening, that is listening with full attention to both words and feelings. You seek to understand deeply from the speaker's viewpoint. This is carried out mostly by a counselor listening to a student in distress. So, I have a counselor here. Aim for level 5. That's emphatic listening in every important conversation. Actually, it saves a lot. It helps a lot. All right. Now, there are barriers to effective listening and how to overcome them. What are the barriers to effective listening and how do you overcome them? All right. Number one barrier to effective listening is distraction and technology. Distractions and technology. Distraction and technology. So, how do you fix it? How do you fix distractions and technology? Now, listen carefully. Put your phone face down. Most times it's the phone that usually cause the distraction, and sometimes it may not even be phone, but since it's technology, okay, we're addressing anything that is related to technology now. So put your phone face down, close unnecessary tabs. Maybe you open different tabs on your system. Close the unnecessary ones, okay? Especially when you are doing your assignment or something, and you open. Some people open YouTube, open Facebook, open so many tabs, on the system, and they are doing research. I mean, checking something. You find out that you are, before you know, you have already watched small YouTube you move, then you watch Instagram, then you go to Facebook, and you find out that the time you spend on the research is lesser to the time you spend on the different social media platforms. So you can deal with this distraction by just deliberately closing those tabs. All right, create a distraction free zone when listening matters. All right, create a distraction free zone when listening matters. Just make sure that nothing is distracting you. Disconnect from every distraction. Just be deliberate is a skill. So maybe one of the ways you can also do it is one screen at a time. So it's not like you are pressing phone, you are watching laptop, you are watching TV, you are watching. You can just deliberately settle with a screen at a time. All right. Number two barrier to effective listening is wandering mind and daydreaming. Wandering mind and daydreaming. Yes. Sometimes our minds wander away. Like you can be in class and be thinking of so many things and all of that. How do you fix that? Number one is to actively take notes. You see that your mind is wandering and all of that. Be deliberate to take notes. Get a pen, get a paper, and write. Somebody said a dull pencil is better than a sharp brain. That may not be wrong. In fact, that is not wrong. Because sometimes, as good as your brain is, you could forget things. But immediately you check that rough sketch, that rough write-up, oh, it brings a reminder and it could save a life. All right. Then ask yourself, what is the main point? Whenever you find out that your mind is beginning to wander, just put a pulse on yourself and quickly check what's the main point. What are they actually saying? Re-anchor yourself with a keyword from the speaker. All right. So you're listening, and your mind is switched off. You're disconnected. What do? You quickly check again and say, okay, what are they saying? You can ask somebody beside you and say, what did the speaker say? And the person connects you, and then you get back to the conversation. Okay. Another barrier to effective listening is physical noise. Physical noise. How do you fix it? Move closer to the speaker, close windows, or politely request a quieter setting. If possible, if possible, choose your listening environment. You can be deliberate to tell the person that you're having conversation with that, please, can we leave this environment so that I can hear you better? Are you getting it? It is good to move away from noise because it's deliberately a barrier. For example, you are staying where a terrible generator's noises and you're having conversation. You'll be straining yourself to get what the person is trying to say so that you can give the right response. Why not move away from that generator noise and move to a quieter place, and a healthy conversation can be achieved. Emotional barrier. If a topic upsets you, oh, emotional barrier. When you have emotional barrier, you know what I mean. Like somebody is saying something, and you're just feeling disconnected from the whole environment. Like everywhere is displeasing you. You are just bored. You are not interested in what is going on, or they have upset you. Maybe you're angry with somebody, and your mind is disconnected from the whatever is going on. Now, how do you fix it? If a topic upsets you, consciously hold your reaction. Breathe. Commit to hearing the full message before forming a response. Are you getting it? Don't let your emotion rob you of your understanding. There must always be a key goal for listening. So don't waste that goal. Don't useless that goal based on your emotion. You can still hold your breath, consciously hold your reaction, and commit to hearing the full message before forming a response. Now, number 5, thinking ahead. That's another barrier to effective listening. Thinking ahead or planning reply. You're already preempting something. So when there's a conversation going on and you're already thinking, I know he's going to say something, like I know he's going to, you're already preempting the person. No, 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 no. How do you fix it? Resist the urge to formulate your answer while the person is still speaking. Resist that urge. Yes, it could come, but be deliberate to resist it. All right? Then listen fully first. Be deliberate to listen to whether the person is saying right thing, saying the wrong. Just listen fully first. Okay? Then it will help you to package your response properly. Your reply can wait. You must not always interject what somebody is saying, okay? Because that conversation will not be healthy. It will build tension, and it's going to escalate, and there may not be a healthy resolution. Okay. The last barrier to effective listening is prejudice and assumptions. I think it's close to thinking ahead. All right. How do you fix it? Don't judge the speaker's accent. Yes. No, I think I got it quite wrong here. By prejudice and assumption, like you, because somebody's accent is not nice, you just condemn the person's this thing. Whereas there are serious things you will benefit from what that person is saying, or maybe because the person is not from your faith, your belief. You just disconnect yourself from that conversation. You won't be fair to yourself, neither will you be fair to the speaker. So how do you fix it? Don't judge the speaker's accent, don't judge the speaker's appearance or belief before you hear them. Every speaker deserves a fair, open ear. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next. Techniques for active listening. What are the techniques for active listening? Number one, maintain eye contact. Maintain eye contact. And don't be like those people that don't, always want to look at people. Me, in my language, you say, Ojulorowa, like the conversation is in the eye. So let's talk eye to eye, okay? So maintain eye contact, okay? Now look at the speaker. Eye contact signals respect and keeps your mind engaged. Don't stare. There's a difference between having an eye contact, like, what are you saying? That kind of look. No, 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 no. Let it be a natural, warm gaze, and that's ideal. All right. Then number two technique for active listening is remove distractions. I think we have already spoken how to eliminate that. Put away your phone, close your book, remove anything that competes with your attention. Give the speaker your full presence. Whether you're in church or in class or in a conference room or whatever, just make sure that you don't let your phone or book that you're trying to read or something interfere with your listening. Number three, don't interrupt. You can be tempted to want to, but don't. Let the speaker finish before you respond. Interrupting shows disrespect and causes you to miss vital part of the message. There are serious critical things the speaker would love to say. If you interject, interrupt, and interfere in what he's saying, you will not get the vital part of the message. Number four, reflect and paraphrase. Try to repeat key points in your own words. So what you mean is, like, you understand that kind of thing. You're having a conversation with somebody and you're like, okay, trying to repeat, okay, the key points in your own word and trying to be sure that you get what the speaker is saying. This confirms understanding and shows the speaker you are engaged. I can't imagine a student in class and he's not even going to give me a correct listening attitude. How will you be able to even do this reflecting and paraphrasing? It won't. And this robs a student of his success in the exam, because how would you be able to write correctly? Regurgitate, rewrite what the teacher has spoken or put in his work for you. So you need to actually reflect and ask questions and make sure that okay, I think that's number five. Ask clarifying questions. Ask clarifying questions. Use open-ended questions. Can you explain that further? What did you mean by, okay, you understand that? This deepens understanding. This shows that you were listening. This shows that you are engaging in the conversation. Now, take notes. That's another technique for active listening. So that's number 6. Take note. Number 1 is maintain eye contact. Number 2 is remove distraction. Number 3 is don't interrupt. Number 4, reflect and paraphrase. Number 5, ask clarifying questions. The number 6, take notes. Jot down keywords, main ideas, and questions. Note taking forces your brain to process information more actively. Yes. Because, as you are trying to write, the first process is that you listen, your eye is connecting. Do you see the let me quickly give you a picture of what happens. Okay, your eye is connecting, your ear is listening or hearing, your the environment is sending some signal to your brain. The eye, the ear, and every other thing is sending signal to your brain. Your brain is processing the information and sending signal to your hand to interpret what has been said to your ear and what you are seeing with your eyes on paper. Hence, that process, that psychological process, it enhances your cognitive domain. It strengthens your understanding. It helps you to relate with what is happening at that time. It shows you are actually engaging in the conversation. Number 7. Are you with me? Good. Number 7. Show positive body language. Show positive body language. Nod occasionally. Lean slightly forward. Keep an open posture. Your body communicates that you are listening even in silence. There is a way you will be, engaging your body posture, and the person is saying that yes, you are, even though you are quiet, you're silent, it shows that you are actually listening because your body language tells us so. But if you are somebody that just stands up, goes and just look here and there, it shows that no, this one is not listening. So show positive body language. Then summarize at the end. After the conversation, summarize. So the main point where you should be able to now check through your jottings and rehearse and reread and recheck, the main points. This consolidates learning and confirms mutual understanding. All right. I hope you're following. Now we're going to be checking the differences in listening. How to listen in academics and how to listen in daily life, the benefits and other things. Now, in school or academics, okay, this is how you listen. Follow lesson better. When you listen, it helps you to follow lessons better. Students who listen actively in class understand 60 to 70% more than passive listeners. Less revision is needed. If you can listen, if you're an active listener in class, I can tell you. Of course, I don't know if I told you when I was in the literature class. The first literature class I attended in my SS3, because I studied literature SS3. That literature class, the teacher, was teaching us a poem on two look at two. That was my first time in class, and I really don't understand all the things they were actually saying, but I just paid attention. I listened. Even listened with the movement of his lips. By the time he was almost done with the class, he just announced that we should take a sheet of paper. We're writing a test. Oh, I'm sure you understand what I could have done. I revolted. I protested, sir. And this is my first time of attending this class. How can I write test? Oh, the man said, but you were listening. And the way he said with confidence. And then, yes, I said, yes, actually, I was listening. And so, all my mates, some of them they were just putting their eyes on the table, giving different boring, showing that the class is tiring and boring and all of that. Well, as a JJC, like a newcomer in quotes, I sat and listened carefully. By the time we wrote the test, I came scoring, I think 7/10. I was the highest in class. The rest were scoring, I think the highest after me was, I think 4 or thereabout. It was so funny. I was like, ow. Oh, I remember that I gave back to the teacher word for word to a certain extent what he explained in class. So it, for you to listen carefully, you have 60 to 70%. You may not necessarily have to take too much time during revision because you have been able to take in that information. You jotted it down in your note. You wrote your note. You revised. You checked. You summarized it. You checked the key points. I mean, by the time you are interacting later on that topic, something, you'll be talking like as if you are an authority because you listened actively and not passively. Number 2, listening in school or academics. It improves note taking. When you listen, it draws you to want to take notes. Okay? Good listening helps you identify the teacher's points and structure your notes around them effectively. Are you getting it? When you listen carefully to a teacher, you get his key point, you get what he's trying to say. And when you are listening carefully, if you miss any part of what he's saying, you can easily call his attention and say, sir, are you getting it? And he will take it again and you get the key point. You won't miss any point because it will help you to structure your notes around those key points correctly. So by the time you're even responding in exams or you have a situation where you need to apply that knowledge, you apply correctly because you have regurgitated the information, you have gotten the real point, and it's part of you. Number 3, listening in academics. You score higher in exams. Okay, many exams test listening comprehension. For example, WAEC NECO oral test. Same thing with IELTS and TOEFL. All they highly test listening. They test listening. Now, another thing you need to also know in as far as listening in academics is concerned and in school is concerned, it it helps you participate meaningfully. When you listen carefully, okay, when you listen well, your contribution in class discussion are more relevant, informed, and impressive. It shows that something is turning there in your brain. It shows that yes, you are making good use of your over 13 billion cells. Are you getting it? Good. So in school or in academics, your listening build better relationship also. That's number 5. It builds better relationship. Teacher notices student who listen. It earns you respect, it earns you trust, and sometimes extra support. Because it shows that you are not allowing the teacher to pour water inside empty basket. Excuse me? Sometimes when you see some students as a teacher to student thing, when a teacher sees some student not listening, it feels like, oh, I'm wasting my time because they are not listening. And of course, he's not going to be able to respect such students. He's not going to be able to trust such students with, I don't think this student will do well in this exam. He's going to be having, doubt, and he may not be able to build a healthy relationship with such a student. So you need to work at it to listen in school. Now, listening in everyday life, how does it help? Stronger relationship. Listening builds what? Stronger relationship. People feel valued when truly heard. Okay? Active listening deepens friendship and family bond significantly. If you listen carefully, listen deeply, it deepens friendship, it deepens family bonds. All right. Now, number two is that it provides career success. All right. As an employer, okay, employers rank listening uh, as far as career is concerned. Employers rank listening as one of the top workplace skills. Poor listeners make costly mistakes on the job because they don't take instruction, they don't follow it because they didn't listen when instruction was being given. Now, another in everyday life, another thing listening does is that what? It solves problem better. Understanding a problem fully by listening carefully uh, uh, leads to a better, more accurate what? Solution. Now, avoid misunderstanding. It also helps avoid misunderstanding. That's number four. Most conflicts arise from poor listening. When you listen well, you reduce miscommunication dramatically. Yes. Then number five, it builds personal growth. Listening to feedback, advice, and different perspectives help you learn, grow, and become wiser. It helps you to become what? Wiser later. Okay, let's move forward. I think we've really gone far in this class. So, what I have a bonus for you here, the listening formula for great listening. Okay, number L stands for look. Look at the speaker, maintain appropriate eye contact, let your face show genuine interest and attentiveness. I, in the listening, it shows involve. Involve yourself mentally. Ask silent questions like, what is the main idea? Keep your brain actively working. The S in listening is stay still. Avoid fidgeting, checking your phone, or shifting constantly. Stillness signals that you are fully present and focused. The T in listening is think. Think about what is being said. Analyze, question, and connect new information to what you already know. Are you getting it? Empathize. Try to feel what the speaker feels. Understand their perspective before forming your own judgment or opinion. And then the N, which is the last one in listen, is what? Note. Take notes, mental or written. Summarize key points. This cements the information in your memory long term. All right. I think we are getting to the end of this. Good. So exam focus, how listening is assessed. Uh, you need to know what is tested. Okay, you need to know what examiner tests and prepare specifically for it. So um, listening comprehension passage. Okay, you have a passage once or twice, then answer questions, focus on main idea, specific ideas, tone, and implied meaning. Okay, then identify speaker's purpose and tone. Can you tell if the speaker is angry, is sarcastic, is sad, or happy? You check the intonation and what choice that the writer must have used. Okay, so this helps you to get a better information of what is uh, 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 expected. Note taking from dictation. Okay, in some exams you must write what you hear accurately. Practice listening for key context content words such as noun, verb, numbers, names, and things like that. Now, following instruction. Okay, test your ability to carry out spoken instruction correctly. Okay, like date for the order of instruction and any conditional clause. Then identify main idea. Okay, um, identify main idea versus details. The main idea is the central message. Details support it. Practice separating the big picture from the supporting information. So you should know how to separate the subject topic from the supporting ideas. Okay. So practice activity that shapes your listening every day. Listen to radio or podcast. Listen to English radio news or podcast uh, after I mean after write 5 key points from what you heard and then build comprehension rapidly. Okay, watch and summarize. Watch a short video or documentary that then write or say a 3 sentence summary without rewatching. No, now train memory and recall. Okay, that this trains memory and helps you to recall. All right. Listening and then repeat uh, partners. Okay. Now, work with a classmate. One speaker for 2 minutes, the other listens, then repeats the main idea, then you switch role. Okay? Dictation drill. You can have a friend or your teacher read a passage slowly. Write every word accurately. Check for errors. Okay? Such you can use this helps you for WAEC NECO preparation. Now, song lyric transcription. Listen to an English song and write what you hear. Compare with the actual lyrics. Okay, it's fun and surprisingly effective. Okay, then the last one here is audio book listening. Follow along with the text while listening to an audiobook. This syncs listening comprehension with reading skills. All right. So, what is our key takeaway and what are we to remember? Listening is not the same as hearing. Hearing is passive, listening is active. It's a conscious skill. Okay. Now, aim for level 5. Aim for level 5, level 5 of listening, which is the empathetic listening. It is the highest and most valuable form of listening. Then use the listen formula, okay, which is look, involve, stay still, think, empathize, and note. In exam, listen for main idea, tone, specific details, instructions, and implied meaning. There are 6 types of listening. Know which type is required in each situation and apply it deliberately. Know your barriers, distraction, assumption, emotional blocks, and a wandering mind are the top enemies. Good listening improves your grades, your relationship, your career, and then your overall life. Quality of life. Practice daily. Listening is a skill, and like every skill, it gets better with deliberate practice. So, on this note, we have come to the end of the class. So, what is it that we are telling you from this lesson? Listen more, learn more, grow more. Somebody says the wisest people in the room are almost always the best listener. Start today. Listen with your whole self. Listen fully before you reply today. Practice dictation this week. Listen to someone who needs to be heard. Thank you for being part of this class. God bless you. Don't forget to uh, drop your comments, like, subscribe, and share this note with your friends. God bless you.